We got some big news, exciting news for North Dakota State Wrestling and North Dakota State University, as today the Big 12 announced the joining of North Dakota State Wrestling to the Big 12, and something we're really excited about on our end as coaches and athletes here in our program. Something that it's been a long time coming. We've been working hard and very diligently on, for months and trying to get these pieces into place so we can move forward with this. I of course want to say thank you to the Big 12 and all those folks included, and giving us an opportunity to come out there and be a part of their conference. And we got to thank those who've really worked hard in putting together the Western Wrestling Conference. And I think it's nice I get a chance to work with Jack Mon, who was a part of creating the Western Wrestling Conference, which has made a great home for North Dakota State Wrestling for many years now, and the success that we've had in the WWC ultimately is allowed us to become a part of the Big 12. So really happy about that, and really appreciate all the opportunities that the Western Wrestling Conference has given us, and the opportunity that lies ahead in the Big 12 for North Dakota State University and wrestling. I do think it is a reflection on our administration for all the hard work and continuing to want to grow and build North Dakota State athletics. All those that have really come before us in wrestling, especially. And the teams before the ones that we have today, and the coaches and staff that's been here prior to it, have ultimately built the foundation that have gotten us to this point now. So we're very grateful for that, and I wouldn't forgive myself if I didn't get a chance to thank Bucky Mon, who's really been the father of North Dakota State Wrestling for the last a lot of years. I don't know, a bunch of years, 46 years I think it is. And he's really I want to say help get this program to where it is today, and ultimately making the next step into the Big 12 conference. So we're really excited about that, and overall it's truly a reflection on our community, the student body and the support they give us, the booster clubs and alumni that continue to give back to North Dakota State athletics and wrestling. Has really been a big success for us, and something we're going to look to continue to grow on, and ultimately the success of the other athletic programs here at North Dakota State really allowed the attention to be focused on us when it came to joining the Big 12. So we really want to thank all those folks that have helped get us here, and really look forward for the opportunities that lie ahead. So with that, has anyone got any questions?
How excited are you to go to a recruit's house and say you can become a part of the Big 12?
Sure. Yeah, it's going to open up a lot of doors recruiting-wise. I think it's going to allow us to expand in some different regions that we haven't previously been. I believe it's going to get the student athlete that much more excited about North Dakota State and the opportunities that we can provide them, and again, being a part of the Big 12 conference is the notoriety that comes with it is something that I believe a lot of student athletes, especially these young guys out there today, want to be a part of. So it's going to be a big role in our recruiting, and I'm confident it's going to help us in our recruiting efforts down the road.
Coach, anytime you switch conferences, I think the general consensus is that you're going somewhere where everything is new, but you have 5 other schools going with you. Does that make it more comfortable for you guys?
I think I'm confident that having the other 5 schools join us will probably allow us to ease our way into the Big 12. That security there is something that we're comfortable with, But on the same token, we've competed against these programs in the past. We've seen each one of these programs in different tournaments, different dual meets throughout the years. It's something our guys look forward to competing when they get a chance to, and so I believe it's going to help make that transition a little easier with our athletes and coaches and administrators being familiar with each other. But it'll be a fun experience getting to know the other Big 12 administrators and coaches and athletes.
How does this force you to get better now, having to wrestle Iowa State, Oklahoma regularly?
You know, that's a good question. We're always trying to get better. Just because we got joining a new conference, or you know, you get some of these Big 12 teams on the schedule regularly. You know, I believe it's going to help elevate our guys' performance. It's going to allow them to want to compete at a higher level day in and day out, and it's something that I'm confident our guys are going to be excited about. They want to compete with the best schools. At the end of the year, we're going to wrestle them anyway. NCAA tournament, becoming All-Americans, winning conference titles. We got to beat these guys anyway. So it ultimately, I think, is going to be a good test and allow us to get better as a team, and individually certainly is going to help in that respect.
Is it going to make it tougher for guys to make the NCAA tournament, or with how, I mean, when you get multiple bids out of the Big 12 tournament, you know how that's going to kind of shake out, or can you?
You know, I think it's going to help. I believe once we join the Big 12 here, and we get a chance to have a conference tournament and really see how the qualifiers will play out. I think that first year is going to probably tell a lot on how this connection is going to work. But you know, I think on paper it makes sense. It's going to allow us to have more possibilities, more qualifiers, and chances to get guys to the NCAA tournament. So I think that was a big deal when we talked about wanting to be a part of the Big 12, is having that qualifiers and the allocations that the Big 12 will receive, and combined with what the Western Wrestling Conference would receive, and being able to work together and take as many guys possible.
Coach, when did you hear this was the first of a possibility? When was the first you had heard that maybe this could happen?
You know, that's a good question. I think this is something that we've talked about for probably a couple years now, and I know there's been some talk even prior to that about trying to join with the Big 12 or the Pac-12, or something that would make sense with the Western Wrestling Conference, as some of these other conferences are a bit short in schools. So I think that 2 years ago or so we started to maybe reach out and ask the questions, and it really didn't really come to thought here until probably in the last 6 months or so, and something our administration has really worked hard to build on and learn more about, and it's we're excited it's finally here.
Coach, have you spoken to any of the players, and if yes, you know, what's their level of excitement for this?
You know, we have talked with our student athletes, and it's something that we've probably discussed with you know, a lot of them over the course of the year, or at least since the season finished up here, and you know, I think they kind of saw it was coming down the pipe as well. So I think it's something we've talked about, and I know they are excited for the opportunity. They want to continue to build their own careers and achieve their goals as well, and this is just another opportunity to do that.
Having the tournament in Kansas City at Sprint Center, I mean, is that going to give you, even for the guys who do go into the NCAA tournament, like kind of that atmosphere in the conference tournament leading into that?
Yeah, that's the plan. I think so. It'll be a good opportunity for us to take a good group of supporters and fans and alumni and booster and our student body down to Kansas City for the Big 12 tournament, and wrestling in an environment like that is, you know, ultimately going to help prepare these guys to wrestle in the NCAA tournament, and you know, hopefully we can pad some of the shock for a lot of our new guys that will be competing in that tournament for the first time. So we're excited to go out there and compete and perform in front of a nice crowd like that.
Was this more from the Big 12 to try to take over the WWC, if you will, to make sure that the Big 12 Wrestling Conference stays alive? Was it more from them than it was from the Western Wrestling Conference going to the Big 12?
That's a good question. I'm confident it was a partnership. I know we, as the Western Wrestling Conference, thought it would be a great opportunity, and in the Big 12, I'm confident saw the opportunity there to partner with the Western Wrestling Conference, so we could create what you'd call maybe a super conference ultimately. And I believe we're going to be able to, you know, compete with the Big Ten when it comes to qualifiers and allocations and the strength of the conference. So that's going to be our goal. I'm confident it's the goal of our new conference in the Big 12 and the teams that are in it. So it was a partnership. I'm sure of.
You talk about the recruiting part is easier, but you're going against, you know, bigger competition like Oklahoma State. Does this overall make your job harder or easier as a coach?
Hopefully easier. I don't know. Well, hopefully, recruiting. It'll be, it's not going to hurt. Being part of the Big 12 isn't going to hurt. We're going to recruit against these same teams. We're going out and getting the best kids we can, and we're recruiting the best kids, especially in this region, and even reaching out a little further than we have in the past. So this is going to be a good opportunity for us. I believe we'll be able to go out there and get into some new doors that we previously haven't been. So we'll definitely go that route.
Coach, have you envisioned yet a match against Iowa State in the Shack next December, what that could possibly be like for your school?
Yeah, we've had these matches with these teams before. I think now there's really going to be something on the line, though, when it comes to conference seeding and conference championships and things along those lines. So we've wrestled these teams in the past in dual meet competition, and we've had teams like Iowa State come over to the old BSA, and we've had great competitions with them. I just think there's going to be a little bit more on the line, and with that, we're hoping to attract a whole new crowd and some more folks, and get really fill the arenas up and have a lot of fun with our student athletes.